everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of Going Mad. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Kaylee.
And today we're talking all things haunted hotels.
Ooh.
Kaylee will start us off at the Hotel Colorado in Glenwood Springs. And I will be taking us to the Windy City. That's Chicago. The Congress Plaza Hotel. As always, guys, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, email us at goingmadpod@gmail.com. And we're pretty much listed everywhere you can think of. Apple, Spotify, Google, Stitcher. iHeartRadio is new. Pandora is new. Is that everything?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everywhere, guys. So hit us up. Let us know if you have any stories or if you have anything you want us to tell. Go there. Go all those places. And we have a website. That's www.goingmadpodcast.com. Oh, and before you start, Kaylee, I wanted to say a little something.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to give a shout out to all our listeners because, like, we've been climbing the listener chart. I would say.
The listener chart.
And I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys for, like, keep listening to us because it really gives us a confidence boost and makes us want to do episodes, honestly. Because when we first started this, honestly, I didn't think anybody would listen to us.
Yeah, I was kind of, it was at the point, though, where it's like, I don't care if people listen to us. I'm just doing it because it's fun. But now I care.
Now I kind of care about it.
Now I actually care.
Yes. So we can actually see, like, how many downloads we have, and we're just keep going up, and we're really excited. And I just want to say thank you guys. You're awesome. We love you.
Yes, we do.
And keep listening.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's my gooey, emotional
That's your spiel.
Thank you. Yep, you can go now.
Gooey, emotional thank you. Okay, so this was recommended to me by my lovely friend Ashley, so shout out to Ashley. I have a couple of friends that have gone to this hotel, and they've all had experiences, and I'll get into those. But Ashley was like, hey, you guys should do this. And I'm like, hey, I think you're right. So here we are, Hotel Colorado. It's kind of like, the song Hotel California by the Eagles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's whenever I say Hotel Colorado, that's what I think of.
Yeah, when you told me that, I'm like, is that really the name?
It is.
That's the actual
100%
name. Okay.
the name. Yeah. So the Hotel Colorado is in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. And Glenwood is about 2.5 to 3 hours away from Denver. It's just straight up I-70. Some people know Glenwood Springs because of Hanging Lake, which if you've ever heard of Hanging Lake, it's kind of this really awesome natural lake that's literally the worst hike ever. But it's because I'm very out of shape. It's only a mile-ish, but you go quarter of a mile up in elevation. And it was such a hard hike for me, but it's totally worth it. It's beautiful. You cannot get in the water. It's like is it a national park? I think it's like it's something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Glenwood is also really well known for the hot springs. There are multiple. They have one really big one, which has like different pools, and it's definitely, I think it has like a playground, like a water playground for kids. And then they have another one that I personally enjoy more. It's definitely more for the adults. They sell alcohol, It's fun. Anyways, Hotel Colorado was built in 1893 by Walter Devereaux.
Thank you for that voice.
You are so welcome. So Walter Devereaux was a silver baron, so he made all of his money in silver. So if you remember a couple episodes back, we talked about miners, and there was a huge silver boom in Colorado. So this is how he made his money. He was also one of the really early settlers of Glenwood. So Glenwood, like I said, is known for its hot springs, and people really wanted to capitalize on that. Devereaux wanted to try and attract just really wealthy and elite people to his hotel, so he spared no expense when it came to building this sucker. He installed a 185-foot tall fountain in the center of its courtyard. He had a European-style spa. There were also tennis courts, a Victorian garden, a bird sanctuary, and an indoor waterfall.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I know.
How does that work?
I've never been, so I don't know. I've seen indoor waterfalls. Hello, Casa Bonita. That's a Colorado thing, Vanessa. You won't get it.
Oh, God. Here we go.
No, it's Casa Bonita. Okay, just sidetrack for a second. Casa Bonita is a really well-known Denver restaurant, and South Park, the show, makes fun of it.
Oh.
And they have cliff divers inside the restaurant. Like, they have an indoor waterfall, and they do shows. And that's kind of the whole reason to go. The food is trash. It's garbage. But it's more you go for the shows and just kind of the experience of it. Definitely made for children. But I have gone many times as an adult. So, I digress. Okay, so during World War II, the hotel was used as a hospital for the U.S. Navy. At one point...
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Sorry. My hotel that happens to do something in World War II also.
Dude, hashtag crazy.
Sorry, that really
Did I really just
surprised
say
me and I
that?
had to say that. Yeah,
That's-
yeah, you did. Why'd you say that?
I have no idea. I am like on something right now. I mean,
I
I'm
can
not,
tell.
but like I'm just a little hyper right now.
I can tell
Which
you're
is-
hyper.
It's odd because I'm exhausted. Like I'm so tired.
Yeah. That happens to me,
Anyways,
too. Sorry,
good
I'm so
Lord.
sorry. That just surprised me.
No, I think that's really cool. It's kind of a coincidence that we both picked
Yeah, it
hotels.
is. Yeah. All right, go on.
Just
sorry.
so you guys know, Vanessa's been reading my mind the last couple of days.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah, I
thinking
have.
something, and she'll text me 2 seconds later, and I'm like, "Get out of my head, lady."
I'm crazy though.
Yeah, that's just what happens. Anyways, the hotel was used as a hospital for the U.S. Navy during World War II, and at one point, it was also used as a temporary White House.
What?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's
That's a fun
interesting.
fact. Yeah. So while the hotel was being used as a naval hospital, there was also a naval prison in the basement. I guess there's some sort of naval law that requires a naval prison to be anywhere where there are sailors stationed. So, fun fact.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there have been a ton of people who have stayed at this hotel. President Taft stayed there in 1909. Molly Brown, once again, throwback to episode 4 about miners. Molly Brown, who made most of her money by marrying a man who made all of his money in the mines. She visited the hotel, it seemed fairly frequently, and she truly loved being there. She actually has a suite named after her at the hotel where it has family photos, memorabilia, and period furnishings inside the room.
Lovely.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So in 1905, the hotel was the temporary home to Teddy Roosevelt during a 3-week bear hunting expedition. And so that's when it became a temporary White House.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just because he was kind of quote-unquote living there. So he was actually known to stay there fairly frequently. He stayed there for 3 weeks during 1901 when he was vice president during another hunting expedition where he was hunting mountain lions. The dude knows how to hunt. It was reported that he had been hanging off of a cliff to shoot a wounded lion between its eyes.
Whoa.
I know. Shh, it got real. So it was also, according to legend, the hotel was the birthplace of the teddy bear.
What?
Yup. So
How
here's
did that
that
happen?
story. Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay, tell me.
So it was during one of Teddy Roosevelt's stays there that he was hunting. He likes to do his hunting expeditions. He had come back after an unsuccessful day of hunting. And some maids had actually made him a stuffed bear out of some fine materials. And they gave it to him. And, it was just a stuffed bear. And so, after he had actually shot and killed a bear, his daughter said that she would like to call it Teddy. Therefore, the teddy bear.
It just fits so well.
Yeah, so she kind of, when she said she wanted to call it Teddy, it just kind of caught on and became the name of the toy. And I guess there's some, I think you can, they have a lot of teddy bear stuff at the hotel.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. During the Roaring '20s, the hotel became a place that Chicago gangsters would frequent.
Oh.
And so there were some pretty well-known gangsters that had stayed there. Honestly, I didn't know who any of them were, so I didn't feel the need to include them on this.
Not Al Capone?
No, I didn't see anything about Al Capone.
Okay, because Al Capone's in my story, so I was just wondering.
Oh, aren't you special?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Okay, so let's get into that paranormal shit. So...
Yes,
there have been a lot. There are a lot of different stories about this hotel, which I'm really upset that I've never been. You would think, I've been to Glenwood way too many times in my life. Never been to this hotel. I'm sure I've driven past it. Never been to it. I think you can see it from I-70, which is the, main interstate that goes through Glenwood Springs. Anyways... ghosts. So,
anyways,
ghosts. So there are, like I said, there are a bunch of stories that have come out of this hotel. There are a lot of notable ghosts. So one of them is a younger girl that is seen wearing Victorian clothing and plays with a ball. And so she's just kind of seen throughout. There is also a female ghost that will look over men while they sleep.
Okay.
Yep. And then there is some sort of male presence on the 5th floor. Sometimes the elevator will move up and down on its own, and you can also hear a woman screaming throughout the hotel. So it's said that this woman was a chambermaid who was involved in a love triangle, and she was murdered by one of her lovers. Yep. The room that she was believed to have been murdered in was a guest room at the time, but because there have been so many reports of activity, they decided to turn it into a storage room. So no one can stay in that room anymore. There was also another woman known to haunt the kind of main floor of the hotel, and her name was Bobby. Bobby was said to be a nurse that was there from when the hotel was a naval hospital, and she was also allegedly killed by a lover. So I'm kind of questioning if maybe it's the same person, but I couldn't confirm nor deny that.
Okay.
But she was said to have been killed by her lover and an officer. I don't know if it was two people. The verbiage was a little confusing. Was it killed by a lover and an officer, or was the lover an officer? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, the officer was stationed there. They ended up actually shipping the officer out to avoid controversy. But the hospital employees didn't care, and they talked about it.
Okay.
They did not care. So there is also one report of a houseman doing some rounds in the basement, and he had seen a woman's face in the windows with her hands cupped around her face, kind of like, when you're looking into a window.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, so he saw that, and he was concerned because apparently the window she was looking in was in this really deep window well. And, like, you needed a ladder to get down there. And so he was concerned that she had fallen in and hurt herself.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to turn on the lights, and he turns... Oh, I just got the chills. He goes to turn on the lights and turns back around towards the window, and she's gone. Just disappears. And then there's also a ghost that they call Walter. So if you remember, Walter Devereaux was the founder.
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe that it's actually Walter. They just kind of named him that. But you can always tell he's around because you can smell cigar smoke, which smoking has been not allowed in the hotel for years and years and years. So it's not like someone would be sitting there smoking. It was believed that this was the spirit of E.E. Lucas, who was a past hotel manager who actually ended up buying the hotel in 1916, and he kept the hotel until he died in 1927, and that's when his wife took it over. But that's who they think that is. They named him Walter, but they know his name's E.E. Lucas. So, riddle me that. Kind of a weird thing, but whatever. I guess it's not like they can confirm that this is E.E. Lucas, you know?
Yeah.
So it kind of, I guess it makes sense. Just shut up, Kaylee. Anyways. So, as I said at the very beginning, I have some friends who have stayed, or they haven't stayed there, I don't believe. I should have confirmed that before I said that.
Yeah, you
I think
should
I
have.
had one friend that stayed there, but I think the other ones were just, okay, so I'll get into that. Anyway, so I have one friend who's gone twice. She went with the large group, and then she went with her boyfriend. And then my other friend is the one that was also in that group. So I had a group of, I think there were 5 of them. They all went without me. Just kidding.
That's not nice.
I chose not to go. I had previous plans that weekend. So anyways, good Lord, Kaylee, get it together. So they all kind of went to Glenwood for kind of like a girls' weekend, and they just decided to go. And so, yeah, like I said, there was a group, I believe 5 of them were there. And they were just kind of checking it out. They had gone to the top floor. Well, one of my friends said that when she was standing at the bottom of stairs, I'm guessing on the top. I don't know exactly where she was. Like I said, I wasn't there. But she was standing at the bottom of some stairs, and she looked over down a hallway to her left, and she said that she had seen a dark shadow at the end of the hallway. She said that it looked pretty human, but it kind of looked hunched over.
Ooh.
And it looked like it had run across the hallway. Like, she kind of looked and saw it run across the hallway. I know. Chills. Literally,
That gives
I
me
have
chills
right
too.
now.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then she said that after that, she just kind of got a really eerie feeling. And all of them had kind of gotten that feeling at that same time. So they all decided to leave. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, my other friend who has been there twice, she was there with her boyfriend. And so, like I said earlier, when it was a hospital, you know, the basement was kind of a prison area. Well, they also had a morgue down there. And so she was on a tour, and she had gone down into that area, and she said that she kept seeing shadows of like sailors. So that's fun. And then she just kind of felt this really uneasy, dark feeling. And then she said that when she was with the other group the time before, she said that she was kind of feeling sick and kind of had this weird pain. And like she was just really feeling the energy of the place, and that it just kind of felt really dark and negative, and like she just couldn't shake it until she left. She
That's
did
crazy.
say that she did say that she didn't have that feeling the second time they were there, other than when they were in that morgue area. But yeah, the first time that they went, she said it was rough. It was rough. So that's my story of the Hotel Colorado.
So how far is that from you again?
From me, it's probably closer to 3 hours, 3.5. But from Denver, it's about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on traffic.
Yeah, you need to check that out sometime.
I want to go. I love Glenwood Springs. I've been to the hot
Yeah.
springs a couple of times. And like Nate and I went up there a couple of years ago. But yeah, I mean, I would love to go up there and go check it out, but haven't done so yet.
Okay.
So yeah,
Let's
there we
go
go.
to Chicago
Thanks.
now.
Yeah.
The
Let's
good
do
old Chicago. We're gonna be talking-
Chi-town.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Congress Plaza Hotel. This is on Michigan Avenue. It's part of the I can't read my handwriting. Mile, whatever that is. I think it's like that
Magic
popular.
Mile?
Is it that's what it's called?
think
I
that's
wrote
what it's
this
called.
really late at night. Sorry about that.
I've never been to Chicago. My husband's from Chicago.
You've never
Shout
been
out
to
to my family in
Chicago?
Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I have flown into the Chicago airports, but if you've been there, you know it's not actually. They're not in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're in suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
And
Well,
just like Denver Airport, Denver Airport's not actually in Denver.
okay. Well, Chicago is. I like Chicago a lot. I haven't been in a long time, especially with all the Corona going around.
Dude, it's
But-
crazy.
Yeah. So
Coming from
but
someone who's
anyways,
never been.
it's a nice city. This is actually not too far from Lake Michigan. That gives you a little bit of idea where it's at. I looked at this hotel. It's still open today. It has beautiful rooms. Like, this is a high-class hotel. It's really pretty. They opened up in 1893, and it was built
Hey,
by...
that's when mine opened up.
No way! That's the exact same day?
Yes!
Time?
In the exact same year. Dude, this is
I didn't even notice that. Oh, my
crazy.
God. Our hotels
Yes.
have weird things in common. I don't like it.
I got way too
Okay.
excited about that.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay. I got excited about that other thing you were talking about, that World War II, and I'll get into that
yeah.
soon, actually.
Yes.
It was built by R.H. Southgate, and he was actually a pretty famous builder back then. They have a gold room, which is kind of like an event room, and this was actually the first hotel ballroom to use AC in America. So that's pretty
Dang.
cool. Yeah. It had different ownerships through the years, leading for more updating and remodeling. And so actually, when World War II was happening, the government needed U.S. Army offices headquarters. So they actually bought the hotel for that reason. Then in 1945, it was opened back up to the public. And they have seen lots of U.S. presidents have stayed there. They also had, U.S. presidents had their conventions there. And it was noted on their website, you can ask the staff, like, where the interesting historical points are, and they will just, like, show you and stuff and let you explore. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And it said Al Capone set up his headquarters there, which those who don't know who Al Capone is, he's, like, pretty much a mob boss. He was, like, the mob boss
You don't know who Al
Chicago.
Capone is. You're living under a damn rock.
Well, some people might not know.
Not
But
to
he
judge,
died.
but I'm judging.
Kaylee, come on. All right. He died in 1947, and there are reports of his ghost in the hotel, most often around his old suite room.
Ooh.
Another ghost, I'm already getting into the ghost, baby. Another ghost residing there is Peg Leg Johnny. He is
What
a
a
hobo
name.
ghost. He's a hobo ghost. He
Hobo
likes to turn
ghost.
off the
Fun.
lights. He turns off
I thought
the
you were going to
lights.
say he likes to turn up. I'm like, dang, that's my kind of dude.
No. He turns them off, actually. He turns off electronics. He's harmless. But this next ghost is not messing around.
Oh,
and
no.
they actually did not name this ghost. It's an unnamed lady ghost who lives in room 441. Okay, get this. She kicks guests while they're sleeping. That's
What?
just rude. That's just rude.
She kicks people?
She kicks them.
Hey, man, screw you. I'm going to kick you.
Yeah, while they're sleeping. So that's rude.
Interesting. I mean, you know what? She found her thing and she stuck with it.
Yeah, so this is actually an often room that's requested by guests, obviously. But
they
that's
wanna
a
be
no
kicked.
thank you from me. I don't want to be kicked. So this next story is actually kind of sad. Legend says that a mother tossed her 2 children and herself out of one of the windows. And one of the
What?
children, Yeah, so messed up. And one of the children, a little boy, roams around just causing like mischief, you know, like little boy stuff. So that's
so
really
sad.
sad. Yeah. So here's a little bit of true crime story about this hotel. Dr. H.H. Holmes, who is known for being America's first... You know this guy?
I know this guy.
Okay. He was America's first serial killer. He was known for hanging out in the lobby trying to find new victims.
Okay, just pause really quick. Did you know there's this theory out there that this dude is Jack the Ripper?
Maybe. Oh, is Jack the Ripper... He lived in Chicago? England. So why?
No, they think he was in England for a while, stabbing some people, and then came to America. I could be actually. I think this is the theory. I think I'm thinking of the right guy. I know who this guy is, but I know that there's a theory out there that there's a guy that came, like, he was in London for just a little amount of time. Like, he wasn't, you know. Mm-hmm. Although they never caught Jack the Ripper, so who knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a theory that this could be Jack the Ripper.
So his story, H.H. Holmes, he would get women to go to his pharmacy that he owned, but they ended up in a torture chamber. He later on confessed to 27 murders, but is believed he could have killed up to 200 people.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was sentenced to death and died in 1896. So that makes so much sense. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, it's okay. It's okay.
But I'm thinking about it because Jack the Ripper was in the late 1880s to early 1890s in England. So it would make so much sense because the hotel opened in 1893. Hello.
Yeah.
He totally could be Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, could be.
Boom.
So. It's solved.
Kaylee solved it.
Good job, Kaylee.
Thanks.
Here's another mystery true crime tale. It's the name of James Kennedy. He was from New York, and he came to the hotel alone, and this was in 1910. In his room, it was discovered he had burned some papers. He had taken off dry cleaning tags from his clothes. He ended up walking to Lake Michigan, which is really close, like I said, and shot himself there. Yikes. So it's just kind of mystery, like, you know, what was going on because he burned these papers, he got rid of those tags. So they don't know what happened there, but
is it like across the street from Lake Michigan? Like,
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's right across, right across the street is Lake Michigan from this hotel.
I literally know nothing about Chicago proper. I know all about the suburbs. I know nothing about Chicago proper.
Yeah.
Just FYI. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it is. So the same year that happened, a man who was a guest at the hotel went to the lake and drowned himself.
What?
Crazy. Yeah. And a few more suicides. A man who jumped off the elevator shaft.
Yikes. What?
Someone jumping off the roof. Another man was found on a cupboard hook by hanging himself. So a lot of suicides going on. 1916.
So hard.
In 1916, a husband-wife duo was found in room 312, apparent suicide of poisoning. The wife, who is not dead yet, said it was an accident, but later on, the wife, who was recovering in the hospital, tried to commit suicide again by jumping out the window. So she was then sent to a psych ward. Yeah. So I don't know why you would choose a hotel to, like, poison yourself.
I mean, I've heard of it a lot. They go to it because I think the thing is, and this is totally speculation. I have no idea, but I know someone who went to a hotel and did the deed.
Aww.
And so it happens, and I'm guessing, like, if it were me and I were trying to do that, I would probably go somewhere where my family's not going to find me. Like, I would hate to think that my husband's going to walk in and find me, you know?
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, a lot is going on at this hotel. 1950, a staff member went to a guest room and the guest shot the staff member, then shot himself. Not good. An attorney was found in 1966. He was naked with his shirt around his neck and his feet and wrists were bound together. So
Like
a lot of stuff is just going on. Bad stuff.
Was he dead or was he just found?
Yeah, he was dead. He was dead. The shirt
What
around
the
his
hell
neck
is
strangled
happening
him.
at this freaking hotel, man?
I know. but
Good
it's so
God.
creepy.
That makes up for it.
So here's another accident that happened. 2 different people actually fell down the elevator shaft. So one person jumped purposely, but this story, 2 people accidentally fell down the elevator shaft. So stay away from elevator shafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hauntings will not disappoint. With that being said, there is dozens of reported haunted rooms. A female who hangs out in the bathroom who likes to appear in the mirrors. And then she'll follow people who leave the bathroom. So that's really creepy. You see her in the mirror and then you run away and she just follows you. Basically.
And she's like, not
Come
getting
back.
rid of me that easy, bitches.
Yeah. There's a piano who likes to play by itself. There was an actual room, 666, that had to be boarded up. Yeah, it was boarded up not to be used, and they're kind of unsure why. Like you can see where it was boarded up, kind of behind the paint and stuff. But yeah, that was room 666.
I mean, okay, can I just, first of all, why would you have a room 666 in the first place? That's kind of, to me, it's there are a lot of hotels that don't have a 13th floor.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a
Kind
superstitious
of like that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why would you even have that room to begin with? It just does not make sense.
Yeah, there was probably a lot of bad things that happened in that room, and that's kind of why they shut it down.
Yeah, make it a goddamn storage room.
Yeah, they just completely
don't
boarded
label
it up. Just completely. They didn't even acknowledge it. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. And to end my story with the creepiest part yet, I believe. One guest with their daughter was in bed in one of the rooms and heard 2 men at the end of the bed whispering, "Are they still
Dude, no. No.
Yes, I would run. I'm not staying in there. No, I would find a different hotel. I'll pay full price. I don't care. That is so creepy.
Say
2
again
men
what
whispering.
they whispered.
Are they still awake?
Ah! No. Hell
Yeah.
to the no. Hashtag no.
I'm out of there, dude. But they ended up staying. I don't know how.
Maybe to see why? Why
I
do they
don't-
care if we're still awake?
Yeah, no. So that hotel, there's so much stuff happening, true crime stuff, hauntings, accidents, suicides. It's so crazy.
That's a real piece of work there.
Yes, Congress Plaza Hotel in Chicago. Go there. It's actually really pretty. So,
Yeah, I should ask Nate's cousin. Nate's cousin lives on Michigan Avenue, so I should ask her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey man, have you ever been to this place / I don't know. I think she works in downtown. Like I said, she lives on Michigan Avenue. She lives downtown Chicago, and I think she also works downtown Chicago too.
Okay.
Let me know what
Yeah,
you
hit her up if she has any stories we need to tell them next time.
Oh, I will.
Okay, good. I think
Oh,
that's
man.
it, though.
Okay. Well, fun stuff. That was kind of a creepy episode. Got a little dark there for a second, but
It did
we
get
pushed
dark.
through.
Mm-hmm.
We pushed through. We managed to get through this together, and I'm glad that we
Yes.
could.
Yes.
So, As Vanessa has previously stated, if you have some crazy stories that you'd like us to discuss, email us at goingmadpod@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram, or I have a feeling those are the only places you can message us at.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like us, subscribe. We're on YouTube. You can subscribe, and you can you can subscribe on other platforms as well.
Yeah.
Rate
We're
us
everywhere.
We are very I've said this before. We're very accessible.
We just keep growing to new places.
We do. It's great. I love it. Growth. Hashtag growth. I need to stop doing this hashtag.
You need to stop
This is
doing
nonsense.
that, yeah, for real.
This is just nonsense.
Don't
All
knock it.
right. Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, that's it. We
We did
we
it.
had fun. We did
It
it.
was
We
fun.
did the thing. And yeah, so we will see you next week.
Bye.